Okay, so let's dive into this classic tale of two sisters. But it's really about something more. It's about two totally different ways of defining what a rich life even means. You've got one path leading to a simple little cottage, and the other to this huge mansion. We're going to see how the choices they make end up shaping, well, everything. All right, so our story kicks off in this little town called Nahargard, and at the heart of it are two sisters. Now, they might have shared a roof, but that's about where the similarities ended. I mean, they were just worlds apart in their personalities and how they saw the world.
And boom, right here, you get the whole conflict in a nutshell. So on one hand, you've got the older sister, Sita. She's basically a picture of virtue, right? Just known for being kind and gentle. But then you've got Gita, the younger one. And she's called a shop of pride. Why? Because she is just eaten up with arrogance and jealousy.
So as they got older, you can imagine that jealousy inside Gita, it really started to bubble up and get nasty. She'd hear people in the village talking about how wonderful Sita was, how compassionate, and it was like daggers to her. She just couldn't wrap her head around it. Like, wait, I'm the beautiful, smart one. Why do they care about her character?
So what do you think happens when these two completely different worldviews run smack into a huge life decision, like getting married? Well, yeah. No surprises here. Their different personalities sent them down two totally separate roads.
So when it was Sita's turn, her father arranged a marriage, and she just humbly accepted. The guy Ram was a farmer. Not a lot of money to his name, but he was incredibly kind and a super hard worker. And for Sita, that was the real prize. She saw the value in who he was as a person.
Gita, though, oh, she couldn't help herself. She openly made fun of her sister's marriage. And her words here, they just scream materialism, right? You can feel her contempt for a life of hard work. She thought it was completely beneath her. And then it was Gita's turn. And in a complete 180, she was over the moon with her match. She got to marry Mohan, a super wealthy merchant. We're talking a big, fancy house, servants, the whole shebang. Exactly what she thought she deserved for being so beautiful and important.
Okay, let's follow them into their new homes, because this is where things get really interesting. You'll see how the places they live become these perfect mirrors of their values and the choices they made to get there. And check this out. You immediately see the payoff or the cost of their choices. It's this huge contrast, right? Material wealth versus, well, emotional wealth. Sita's life? Yeah, it was tough physically, but her home was overflowing with love. Gita's life? All the luxury you could want. But her home was just empty. Emotionally, it was a desert.
You see, for Sita, real happiness wasn't about stuff. It was about her partnership with Ram. Even though things were hard, their respect and love for each other turned that tiny, simple house into a truly happy home.
Gita, on the other hand, got a very rude awakening, and fast. Her husband, Mohan, well, he basically saw her as just another fancy decoration for his big house. Sure, he gave her all the luxury she wanted, but what did it cost her? Her voice, any respect, and any real love. Okay, so this is where the story really takes a turn. It's a game changer. It shows you just how shaky a life built only on money can be. And, on the flip side, how incredibly strong a life built on character can be.
Now, Sita and Ram, they weren't just going to sit back and scrape by. No way. They made a really smart move. They decided to cut out the middleman and take their farm's produce straight to the city market themselves. And wow, did it pay off. Their hard work started bringing in real money. And you can see their life improving, step by step, built by both of them, together.
And then, just like that, we see the other side of the coin. All of Mohan's money, which looked so solid, turned out to be built on sand. A big business deal goes bad and his whole world just falls apart. The luxury, gone. And Gita, who he once wanted for her beauty, now gets all the blame. He cruelly kicks her out of the house.
So now Gita has lost it all. Her husband, her fancy house, and especially her pride. She's completely humbled, totally broken, and there's really only one place left for her to go.
So yeah, what happens when that life built entirely on pride comes crashing down? She ends up back at her father's house. All that arrogance she had, it's gone. And in its place is just this awful, crushing regret for how she acted and how she treated everyone.
And this is the key moment. It's her moment of truth. When Sita comes to visit, Gita just collapses at her feet. She finally gets it. She admits she was wrong and she takes full responsibility, saying, what happened to me? It's because of my own actions, my own pride. And how does Sita react? Does she say, I told you so? Nope, not at all. She offers pure grace. She forgives Gita completely. And she does even more than that. She gives her a way out, a path forward. She invites Gita to come work with her and Ram in their business.
And you know what? Gita grabs that second chance with both hands. She learns what it means to actually work hard, to get her hands dirty. She starts to value effort instead of just feeling entitled. And working together, the sisters don't just get back on their feet, they soar. They become these amazing entrepreneurs and even open a successful restaurant together.
So now Gita's got success, and more importantly, she's got self-respect. But the story is not done with her yet. It throws one last big test at her, a ghost from her past.
Guess who shows up? Yep, Mohan, her ex-husband. Now that Gita's doing great and has money again, he comes crawling back, saying he's so sorry and he wants to get back together.
But he's not talking to the same woman he kicked to the curb. This new Gita, she's strong. She knows her own worth. She sees right through his greedy little act and just shuts him down. Firmly, powerfully. It's the ultimate proof of how much she's changed.
And because she finally found her value within herself, not from a man or from money, Gita is now ready for a real partner. Sita and Ram help find a good man for her, Krishna. And in the end, both sisters live happily, and their bond, forged in forgiveness, is stronger than it ever was.
So the story leaves us with this one big question to think about, right? It really makes you ask yourself, how do you define a rich life? Is it about the stuff you can buy, the luxury you have, or is it something else? Is it about who you are as a person, the people you love, and the kindness you put out into the world?